What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be making another delicious, killer, scrumptious video. We are going to be doing marinara sauce. Now you might say, what the heck is marinara? Well, from people who don't know, tomato sauce, pasta sauce. Back in New York and New Jersey, they call it marinara sauce. But this is going to be a beautiful garlic basil marinara sauce that I'm going to be making today. I'm going to be using fresh tomatoes from right out of my garden. I'm also going to be using this beautiful garlic that I grew this year. And we have some fresh organic basil. And we're going to make this beautiful sauce. It's so simple and easy. Now, a lot of times when I'm making marinara sauce, I'll do a rustic marinara sauce where I just take the tomatoes, I chop them up, skin and seeds and all, I throw them into the pot, and I just go for it. Today, I'm going to do something a little different. Today, I'm actually going to take the tomatoes, I'm going to put them in the Vitamix, and I'm going to puree them up, and then I'm going to pour them into this strainer, and all the delicious tomato juice, all the delicious tomato-ness is going to fall in there, but we're going to keep a lot of the skin and the seed out of the sauce and make this beautiful, velvety, smooth, delicious sauce. So anyway, to get going, we're just going to puree up some tomatoes. Okay, just pour it on in. All the beautiful tomato goodness is going to go through. All the seeds and any skin is going to stay in the strainer. And we're just going to keep doing this until we have all the tomatoes pureed up for our sauce. So once you pour your pureed tomatoes into the strainer, you want to help it along. You take a spatula and you can help push it through. Sometimes I'll even take a ladle and you can push it through also. But as you can see, what you're left with is some skin, pulp, seed, and what you have underneath it is this beautiful, velvety, delicious tomato puree that is just going to make an incredible sauce. So we are done processing all the tomato. Look at what we have, just this gorgeous pot of pureed tomatoes, fresh. It smells like the garden. It's just unbelievable. So we're going to set this aside. And next, we are going to be doing one of my favorite ingredients in the entire world, garlic, baby. So my philosophy is you can never have enough garlic, but I am holding back a little, and I'm only going to use one entire bulb. This is garlic that I grew this past year, and I just love it. It's just huge cloves of garlic. I mean, I can smell it already. As soon as I cut it open, the aroma is just unreal. So we're just gonna chop the garlic up, mince it up, and then we're gonna throw it into another pot with a bunch of olive oil, and we're gonna start just sauteing it down, getting it nice and aromatic, and then we're gonna add the tomato sauce. Now I'm just gonna dice it up, and I don't have a garlic press, and I really enjoy mincing my garlic up like this. So you take the garlic clove and you just start making slices across like so. Then you go from the top and you make slices of the thickness you want the garlic. And then you just chop down like so. And it really dices and minces the garlic up nice. Once you have the garlic there, if you want to mince it down even further, you just chop away. Anyway, I'm going to continue. We're going to dice up the rest of the garlic, mince it up really nice, then we're going to start our sauce. We are ready to start cooking our sauce. I am so excited. I mean, I feel like I'm back in Italy. Forget about it. Anyway, I got the pot heating up on the stove. I got the fire going, and I'm going to pour I'd say about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil. This is beautiful extra virgin olive oil, Trifoglio. It's actually a beautiful shamrock product. I highly recommend it. Anyway, I want the oil to be at about a medium heat. You don't want to cook olive oil very, very hot. Medium high is about as high as you want to get with it. Not that you can get high on olive oil, but it's as high as the temperature you want to get with it. You know what I mean. Anyway, once the oil is heated up, we're going to add our our garlic, and I'm using an obscene amount of garlic. I mean, this is probably a good amount for the sauce I'm making, but, ooh, you hear that noise? Sizzle, baby, sizzle. This, you can never have enough garlic in my world. It's healthy, it's good for your organs, it's good for your health. I don't know about your breath, but you know, you can always take care of that some other way. So, I don't want to really get any color on the garlic. I really just want to release all the aroma, let it mellow out and cook. This is the base for our marinara sauce, and it's just gonna, I don't know, it's just gonna make it incredible. I love it. My house smells wonderful. I'm debating, I could turn on my vent fan, but then I'd have to talk really loud, and that's not, you know, especially with the earpiece in. So for the video, I'm gonna go without the vent. I'm just gonna let the garlic aroma overtake my house. I'm not afraid, you know. Some people burn vanilla candles. Some people do peach flowers. I roll with garlic. I want my house to smell like garlic. Keeps the vampires away. It's very, very safe. Anyway, we're gonna let this garlic go for a little bit. Then we are gonna add our beautiful homemade tomato puree. This is what your garlic should be looking like. Little sizzle, but no color. Releasing all the aromas, and we're gonna add the tomato puree very, very shortly. So the garlic has been simmering for about 5 minutes. It is time to add our tomato puree. So I'm gonna very carefully try not to make a mess, and we're just going to, oh yeah, right in the pot, baby. Splatter everywhere. Man, this made so much tomato puree, and I don't want to leave any to waste, so I'm going to grab my spatula. I'm going to see how coordinated I can be, and I'm going to get every last drop into the pot because I want as much tomato sauce as possible. Did I say tomato sauce? I meant marinara. Hey, what the heck is marinara sauce? I'll tell you what, I love Italian food. I went to Italy last year. If I could move there and live there, I would, but I love everything Italian. And marinara sauce is one of my favorites. Anyway, I'm gonna turn the heat up on the sauce. I'm gonna give it a stir, and we're just gonna marry the garlic and the tomatoes. As soon as it gets up to a little boil, where we can see some bubbles, then I'm gonna turn it down to a simmer. And in the meantime, we are gonna dice up all this beautiful fresh basil, because fresh basil added to the tomatoes with the garlic, I mean, forget about it. It is time to start dicing up, mincing up our basil. So if I had a food processor, I'd probably toss this in, spin it, I'd be done in a second. I really love working with my chef knives though. This is a one-sided, one-bladed global, so much fun. Anyway, what you wanna do with the basil is you wanna kind of ball it up, get it nice and firm. This is going to a sauce, so I'm not too worried about keeping the color. And we're just gonna start rough chopping one way. Now, I love the taste of basil. I am using a pretty good amount of basil. I think about 4 ounces of fresh basil. Go big or go home. You know, I want the flavors to stand out. I want the tomato, I want the basil, I want the garlic. Once you rough chop it, then you can just start chopping away. And you want to just get a nice mince. You want a pretty fine minced dice. And this will take a little bit. Takes a little time, a little patience. If you've had a stressful day, if you've need to get out some frustrations, this is very, very healthy. Just don't stick your finger under the knife. I highly unrecommend it. Is that a word? Anyway, we're gonna keep chopping, get this basil chopped up. Once it's all minced up to the consistency I want, we are gonna add it to our sauce, and it is just gonna add to the complexity. You know, when you're making food, especially when you're doing some beautiful dishes, it's all about layering flavors. And you find some beautiful combinations of flavors. There's just some foods that just go amazing together. And tomato, basil, garlic. I can't believe I'm gonna say this again, but forget about it. So we got the tomatoes and the garlic up to a simmer, and now it is time to add our beautiful basil. So we'll just grab our basil and our knife right in the pot. And again, we want to try to use every last drop that we can. Beautiful. Now I am going to add some oregano because that's a main ingredient, that's a staple ingredient in the Italian sauce. I have some dry oregano, so when you're using dry herbs, you use a lot less than when you use fresh herbs. So I'll probably add, I don't know, 2 to 3 tablespoons of dry oregano. I'm gonna let this sauce simmer for probably about 45 minutes, at least an hour. And then I'm not gonna season it till the end. You don't wanna put your salt and your pepper, especially your salt, when you're cooking a sauce. If you put it in too soon, the sauce will reduce down and it might be too salty. So you always wanna season with salt at the end of your sauces. So I have my oregano, about 2 to 3 tablespoons right in, and one ingredient I did fail to mention, it is definitely a staple in all different kinds of sauces. You want to put 3 or 4 bay leaves. They add so much flavor, they add so much character to the sauce. So I'm just going to stir in the herbs, and then we're just going to let it all simmer. We're going to let it all marry together. This is going to get just beautiful. All right, now wait until you see. I don't know, but wait until you see. Okay guys, so it's around dinner time. I'm making the sauce and I was like, what the heck am I gonna do? And it just came to me like a lightning bolt. It hit me. And you know, I haven't eaten enough Kobe Wagyu brisket in the last 3 or 4 days, so I just happen to have these beautiful brioche Harvest Moon sliders. Harvest Moon brioche sliders. If you could smell this, oh yeah. So what I'm gonna do at the end of the video is I'm gonna take some of my beautiful brisket, I'm gonna slice these bad boys open, I'm gonna put some brisket on it, I'm gonna put some of my beautiful marinara sauce, I'm gonna sprinkle them with Parmesan, toast them up. It is gonna be incredible. I've got this going at a slow bubble right now. The marinara sauce is marinating. Oh yeah. I cannot wait to try this on my sliders. Here's how we're gonna roll. So I put some brisket in this saute pan. I've just been heating it up. It's getting nice and tender. This brisket just gets unbelievably soft the more I heat it up. It's like fall apart delicious. If you remember from my video a few days ago, I smoked this Kobe Wagyu brisket. So this has a beautiful smoky flavor to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over to the marinara sauce, and I am just going to pour some right in the pan. And we are just going to infuse the brisket with the marinara sauce. It's just going to be beautiful. I'm going to let it simmer, heat up for a little bit, thicken. It's just going to be gorgeous. This combination, the tomato, the smoky meat, it's just fantastic. You know, a lot of brisket recipes have a lot of tomato sauce in it with traditional brisket. So this is just using some different ideas, some different techniques, and we're getting this tomatoey flavor all absorbed into the brisket. It's going to be fantastic. So I have this Harvest Moon brioche slider bun, which I've lightly toasted. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an amazing sandwich, an amazing little bite. I have some Parmesan cheese, I have some fresh parsley. This is going to be just gorgeous. The sauce is thickening up, and we are just going to take, I think, about 3 pieces. This is going to be a big slider, but I like to go big. You know, one of my favorite sayings is, go big or go home. So this meat has the sauce all over it. I'll get one more piece here. Woo! This is some hot stuff. Gorgeous. Okay, so turn off the heat. Now, we're gonna put some of this Parmesan and just sprinkle it on top. And then know, I need more parm. I love cheese. There we go. Gorgeous. Now, is that a decadent looking bite or what? Look at this gorgeous slider. We got the smoked brisket with the marinara with Parmesan, little parsley on top. This is going to be just awesome. So I have the sliders built. They are complete. I am so excited to try this. You know, when I first started this video, I thought I was just going to be doing a marinara video. Thank goodness I have these Harvest Moon sliders. Thank goodness I got hungry for dinner. So anyway, as always, my favorite part of the show, let's see what these sliders taste like. Yeah. That is just, it's just unbelievable. It's like a brisket Parmesan. It's like, it's just ridiculous. I'm so, oh, I can't describe it. Anyway, the smoky meat, the marinara, the cheese, the softness of this bread is just so decadent. Guys, I might have to just open up a food truck and make these. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if this is your first time watching my videos, I cannot believe it's your first time. Hit that subscription button so you can check out what my next videos are. Hit the notification so you can be notified when my next videos are. Have an awesome day. I will see you soon.